Hey guys! So today I decided to do something a little bit different than my normal videos and film my top 5 favorite books. Just to show you, you know, what I've been reading and what's really caught my eye. And I've been really into books lately because I've been having a little bit of trouble with life, and books and writing just kind of, you know, calm me down. And these are the 5 I've either reread or have started reading and loved. The first one is not just this book, but this whole collection of books. This is by Ellen Hopkins. This one's my favorite. I've read this one about 5 times. This one's Crank. They also have Burned and Impulse and Glass. I have Burned in my drawer, my cabinet, and I have Glass at my dad's house. My best friend's little sister has Impulse, and I've read that too. And she has a new one out, and it's called Mirror or Twins, something to do with twins, and they're all stories about her life, what she went through, or a friend of hers that went through it, or someone in her family, or just like really good. And they're so easy and they go so quick because it looks thick, but the pages are like poetry almost. Like they're not really that long, and it's really good. And it kind of gives you like a sample of what they're like on the back, and it's so easy and so quick. You don't really feel like you're reading 200 pages. There's about 400 pages in this book, but this is just really good. This is about addictions with crack, and they call it says right here, the back of it says, "Life was good before I met the monster. After life was great, at least for a little while." So it's basically, this one's about crack or cocaine, however you want to call it, but Crank, and this is really good. I think her series are really amazing. I just love her series. I'm a big Holocaust junkie. Most of you know that I want to go to Germany and tour death camps and different places in Germany. And Israel, I want to go see all the Jewish sightings and stuff, which is really easy for me to be able to get my hands on that because my boyfriend is Jewish and he is from Russia and Israel and stuff like that. So he was born over there, so it's really awesome that he comes from there, and I'm just excited about that. So he gave me this book. I actually read it in high school. It's called Night by Elie Wiesel. Very popular Jewish name. If you know anything about the Holocaust, you've heard of him. He is still alive. He actually did a live webcast talk a couple years ago from Israel, and we went to the Jewish home in Brighton, New York, and he talked. And it was really awesome, and you got to hear him, and he tells about his story, and this is what it is. And he loses his father, and everything happens at night. It's amazing. I've read this 2 times, and I don't want to like give too much away. Some parts are graphic, and it's hard. It's very hard, but I'm pretty good with Holocaust things considering I took classes on them, so I've seen most of the horrible things, and I've studied it. And it says, Night, a terrifying account of a Nazi death camp horror that turns a young Jewish boy into agonized witness to the death of his family, the death of his innocence, and the death of God. Penetrating and powerful, as personal as the diary of Anne Frank, Night awakens a shocking memory of evil at its absolute and carries it with unforgettable message that horror must never be allowed to happen again. So this is really good. This is almost as touching as Anne Frank. I love Anne Frank, and this is an amazing book. Sarah's Key. This has been made into a movie. A couple years ago I was given this and I never read it just because I wasn't really into books, because it's kind of a long book and it was hard to get through because it was like slow in the beginning, and so I didn't read it. And then last year I read it and fell in love with it. Like I wrote a paper on it for an English class and everything. Like it was like amazing book. And then the movie came out, and it's out, like it's a recent movie, so like it's out. It's really weird to watch because there is a lot of German in it, so there's a lot of subtitles, so you have to really pay attention to the movie. And there's like a lot of back and forth flashbacks, realizations and stuff like that, so it's really good. Like it's amazing, and this girl goes on a journey to find Sarah, and her little brother, she leaves in a closet and he's still there, but obviously not alive, and it's just very hard, and she wants to get back to him, and that's pretty much like what it's about. And it says like it's kind of set with like different times, dates and stuff, and where it's set. Like it says Paris, July 1942, and then it says 6 years later or 60 years later right there. it'll make you cry and remember. This is an amazing series. It's called the Immortal series, and this is the very first book. This is Evermore, and I finished this book. I'm probably gonna read it again just because it was really long and there are a lot of parts in it, and I think I read it mostly at night, so I don't think I remembered it much. This is really good. Basically, this girl can feel energy from other people. She can sense different colors, and it's just very different, and I'm going to read the back of it to you. After a horrible accident claims the lives of her family, 16-year-old Ever Bloom can see people's auroras, which is like energy and fields and stuff, hear their thoughts, and know someone's entire life story by touching them. Going out of her way to avoid human contact and suppress her abilities has been branded a freak at her new high school, but everything changes when she meets Damon Auguste. Damon is gorgeous, exotic, and wealthy. He's the only one who can silence the noise and random energy in her head, wielding a magic so intense it's though he can peer straight through her soul. As Ever is drawn deeper into his enticing world of secrets and mysteries, she's left with more questions than answers. She has no idea who he really is or what he is. The only thing she knows to be true is that she's falling deeply and helplessly in love with him. So this is a love story, and it's a really, really good book. It's very, very addictive. When I was reading it, I don't think I really realized I was reading it. Again, like I said with the Crank book, it is very easy to read, but I think because I read it at night and there's so much going on, I think I need to read it again, but I would definitely recommend this if you're into like that kind of witchy craft stuff. I cannot believe that this book is in this. Like, this is my classic fairy tales book, and I got this at my college that I go to, and this is a book we had to read for English class, and I fell in love with this unit. Disney fairy tales, it was a unit, and I was like, oh my god. This is the only book I did not sell back because I loved it so much. This one obviously I can just tell you about. It was, I think, $20 or $30 book. It's like amazing. I got a new condition, and it's like that. The really cool thing about it is it has like Cinderella, what is that? Red Riding Hood, Three Little Pigs, the three the bears and everything like that. Hansel and Gretel, definitely Hansel and Gretel, and Cinderella, Little Mermaid, different like Peter Pan and stuff, and it's got a whole bunch of different versions of them, like the Brothers Grimm. It's got versions from all there. Snow White, definitely. There's like 4 or 5 different versions for every single fairy tale that's in here, and it's really cool to see how it's like portrayed. Like the Brothers Grimm version was the one that was mostly told for Red Riding Hood back then, but in these days it would not be considered right to tell your kids that version. It's really fun, and it's like you get to see all the different fairy tales come to life and what ways they used to tell people, and it gives a background of why or where that was told, what century, what country, like time period, everything, and who would read it. And it definitely has come through here, and there are some like tall tales, and there are some like what are those things called? People just make them up and it gets spread throughout generations, and that's what's in here too. It's amazing book. Thanks for watching my top 5 books, guys. Bye!